Hey everybody, Jennifer Roberts here, and I'm the Pod Queen. I've got friends with me today. I've got Laura Hackett and Ellen Hackett. Greet your fans.
Hey.
Huge fan base. There they are. They're all there in that little tiny phone.
Oh, crazy.
It's kind of like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, it's a mystery, isn't it? That's awesome. So today what we're doing is we are honoring fathers. In honor of Father's Day, like we did a Mother's Day Blitz, we're doing a Father's Day Blitz. And so I brought Laura and Ellen to talk about their dad, to talk about Mr. Ed Hackett, who personifies fatherhood. Yeah. Really, in our community, he's like amazing. You can't walk by Ed and not get blessed. He encourages, he's the champion of the week, he calls people forth, and he loves women.
Yes.
Do you think maybe because he only has daughters?
Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of sweet. So let's talk about your dad a little bit. So what is like a standout characteristic you can think of about your dad?
Encourager. Oh, yeah. Encourager. Yeah. Oh, number one, I would say.
Yeah. And has it ever felt just like flattery, or does it always go deep?
Oh, it's to me it's never flattery because my dad's a more quiet personality.
Yeah.
So he's not like a talker. He doesn't just say a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
He's really quiet and he chooses his words wisely. So I know when he says something, he like really means it. So I don't know. I would say
like just today he texted me and was, "I'm proud of you. You're a woman of God." I was like, oh, I was just so touched by it.
That's sweet.
But he's like that, and it's not like every day, all the time.
Right.
It's like just real steady, and that's been the big thing in my life. Encouraged me steadily through the years.
Yeah. So that's like earliest memory even.
oh,
Yeah.
That's sweet. So
Yeah.
starting with the tutu, coming out, doing the dance.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
He would tell me, well, he did as a kid tell me every day to take my ugly pills
Oh,
because I was too pretty.
oh, that is sweet.
I know. He did always
He'd
say
be
that.
like, "You need to take your ugly pills. You didn't take them today. I can tell."
Oh, that is so
Yeah.
sweet.
He was. Yes. Definitely.
Well, I mean, a lot of fathers, they understand intellectually the role of their words on their daughters, but sometimes feel paralyzed in order to express it.
Yeah.
Your dad obviously didn't.
No.
So you didn't grow up with a sense of a deficit, a father deficit,
No, not at all.
a needing to get other male attention deficit.
No. No. Our dad is the most encouraging. He grew up with women, or he didn't grow up with women. He is
Like in a commune?
the 9th of 10. He has tons of brothers, but like just having daughters, I think it brought even forth a more like tender side in him, where he had to learn to be more tender, and he is like,
Because he's such a man's man.
he is.
Like he's just such a man's man, like in every way. But then
It's like
he's
football
surrounded
stuff, right?
by
Oh, yeah.
he's surrounded by women and emotions and talking. And in the last like few years, he's even changed. Like I would say in the last 5 years, he's like way more of a listener and like asks you questions about things. If it's like if you're having a hard day, he doesn't just try to fix it. He's like, okay, just talk. Like just tell
He
me
knows
about it,
what
you
women
know?
want, because we want to talk, and we want to so he'll be like, "So tell me how you feel about that," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll tell you." And it was like,
That is so sweet.
It just comes out, and he listens, and he's kind, and he has something encouraging to say.
Right.
So he's not just listening; he's gonna exhort us and tell us something. And
Right.
So, yeah.
That is so sweet. So how has that kind of shaped your ideal, maybe, in like looking for a future mate? Or has it?
Oh, it has, for sure. And I don't know, our dad has set such a high standard that I was like, I don't know if anybody will ever, meet that expectation, but I'm engaged to an awesome guy, and he's actually really similar to my dad, and that's a gift from God.
Yeah,
But
totally.
seriously, my dad is like, I don't know, he honors us. I think that would be another, a really big thing is he's super honoring.
He really values what we have to say.
He totally does.
Like he'll take things into consideration. There's been many times when like he'll be just thinking about different ministry opportunities, and I'll throw in like, "Oh, well, I think you should do this," and he'll like stop and consider it. It's not just like, "Oh, yeah, I need to make my own decisions."
So he allows you to have a voice into his life.
Oh yeah.
He really does.
Which is really humility.
Yeah, it really is. I even remember being 5 and him coming home and me being like, "Daddy, I gotta," like he was kind of, teaching us how to prophesy. And I remember him coming home and being kind of discouraged about his job and just not really sure, and I got to be like, "Daddy, you're a man of faith," and he said like that word I gave him as a 5-year-old, like really shifted his life and even a decision he was making in that time to, you know, go with the house of prayer when they were transitioning into it. And I was like 5, and but it makes me look back on that story and go, oh my gosh, my words carry weight. Even as a 5-year-old, he valued what I had to say.
That's awesome.
And it made me feel like it was like this friendship instead of this, like, there is a father-daughter relationship. That's what it is. But he makes me feel like a friend. And he's really one of my best friends because he listens and he hears me out. But he also asks for our opinion on what he's doing in his life. So he'll be like, what do you think about this? And he's always really quick to ask us. And I love it.
He's rare.
Yeah, he really is.
I know. I think I assumed other people like had the same, and definitely the older I get, the more I realize varies less.
Very rare.
Yeah. Which is awesome because your dad wasn't raised in a believing home, right?
Yeah.
So this
kind of.
kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely was not walking with the Lord for years.
Right, for years.
His parents loved the Lord, but they both passed away when he was younger, and so I think it kind of shifted his life, and he wasn't walking with the Lord, and then had a dramatic turn to God and a radical transformation. The Holy Spirit hit him, and so he changed his walk with God, and that was right when my parents were having kids. And so,
which is, I mean, the point being that people could be watching this going, oh, well, they probably have generations of believers, that's why their dad was so awesome.
Yeah.
When in reality, no, it was the Holy Spirit in him.
It really was.
Even my mom got filled with the Spirit when I was in her womb. So
wow.
Yeah. John the Baptist,
and they were,
baby.
They were a lot more stricter because when I first got saved, it was like, oh, we want to turn to the Lord with everything. It was so good, but but he's always been that that encourager. It's so loving, and I think too one of the main things for me is he hugs us every day.
Oh,
like
every day?
Oh yeah, Like, and it's my favorite part of because we work together at IHOP.
Yeah.
And so my favorite thing is when my dad will come over and he'll give me a big hug, and some days he'll be like, let's go take a walk and talk around. So we'll just walk around IHOP and talk, and he just wants to hear about my heart. Literally, that's my favorite thing. I love it.
That is
but
so
he's
sweet.
always done that. Every day he's always hugging us and just communicating in that way with physical touch even.
Yeah.
And I, as a grown woman, I still need my dad to come hug me.
It's really true. I don't realize, I think, how stressed I am until Dad comes and hugs me, and then I feel kind of like, that feeling, kind of like, I'm having a hard day, and Dad's like, come, I want to give you a hug, and I'll kind of fight it for a second, and I'll just be like, okay, I'll let him hug me. And I actually, I melt, and I get ministered to by the Lord, and
it's amazing.
I don't know.
So any special memories?
Lots of special memories.
Like maybe being on his back, Laura?
That one.
Yeah.
I love this. It's a lead-in. Come on. This is so spontaneous right here.
It's just something I think about a lot because my dad, when I was younger, would just hold me, hug me, and I would play with the hair on his ears. I would just hug him and play with the hair on his ears.
That is so sweet.
And he would just tell me that I was beautiful and that he loved me. And I mean, that's just a steady memory. But I have one memory that's really stands out to me. And I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
It's just something that stands out to me, especially when my dad will take me on walks around IHOP, because it's the same kind of feel. Because we were taking a walk around our house, and he was just talking to me, and I was a little girl. He
just
does
pouring
the same
into you.
Yeah, and he does the same thing now. It's been steady all these years. So.
That's awesome.
Except you're too big for him to hold you.
But he does hug me.
Yeah,
that's sweet. Now, Ellen, just close us out a little bit with your dad's feeling towards your mom.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. I was a little bit of a rebellious child at times, and so I would kind of
feisty.
Yeah, I was feisty.
Like a heavy smoker?
Yeah, I was a heavy smoker.
No.
The age of 5, you know me. Anyways, no, I was feisty, and I was a talker, and so I would
Strong-willed.
I was strong-willed. So
Strong-willed, that's a good thing.
Yeah. So I would kind of feisty, and so whenever I would disrespect my mom in any way, my dad would come up to me and be like, "Don't talk to my wife like that." And
nice.
And it was really good, but it actually showed me it wasn't this weird what are you talking about your wife? She's my mom, But it's just it was this. He was showing his value for my mom and defending her so that she didn't have to defend herself. And
so good.
It was really actually a good picture. Mm-hmm. And now I appreciate it, even though in the moment it was I was just a little kid and I didn't really get it. Now it clicks why he said that, because he's showing honor for women, and he's saying, I'm not going to stand back and be silent while you're disrespecting your mom, or I'm not
So
going to
good.
be, I'm not going to stand back and be silent while, you know, the sisters are disrespecting each other or being rude. And he was very involved, and even involved in just the little things like that. Even in an argument, for me,
So
he would always
good.
pull me aside. So it gave me the fear of the Lord,
Right.
but at the same time, it showed me he loves my mom, and he's not gonna do that. So
So good.
yeah.
So that's just a little snippet of Ed Hackett, really, and fatherhood. And so we just want to encourage even young fathers that are watching this show. This is the fruit of good parenting. It can be done. Come on, girls, lean in. The fruit. Here it is. Oh, look at sweet. So don't back off, dads. Don't hold your words back. Lavish your children. Encourage them. Be humble. Receive from them.